Hey guys, welcome to next Selenium tutorial. So in this tutorial we are going to see how can we handle frames in Selenium WebDriver. So usually we get no such frame exception or no such element exception. So even though if you are giving the locator ID or the XPath is correct, still we usually get no such element exception, right? So what is the probability that it might go wrong? So one way is like the frames that whatever you are trying to fetch, right? So it should be inside the frames, right? Let's understand what exactly that frame is, right? So before to that guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, right? So let's see the definition from w3school.com. So the definition is right. So use the iframe tag to embed another document within the current HTML document. What exactly does it mean, right guys? So let's understand. Right, so whatever we are web application we usually open, right? So in browser it will open, right? So if this is the browser, right guys, this might be a browser. So on browser, right, so our web application will open like as a HTML document. So this will be a HTML document. So inside this what will happen, right? So one more document will be embedded like in another document as a frame element. So like this we can see like multiple frames inside this main element it will be added, right? So one more thing is like inside the frame, right? Even we can see multiple frames as inside will be added. So this is called inner frames. So we can see multiple inner frames will be added like this. So like this it will be added. So inside the browser this will be the main document, right guys? This will be a main document. So this is going to be another document. So this is going to be a document 1, this will be a document 2, and this is going to be a document 3. So inline what happens, right guys, this is going to be a iframe. So these documents will be added into your main document as a iframe element, right? So this is inline, it is called as iframe. This is going to be a document 2, document 3, iframe 0, iframe 1, and this is going to be a iframe 2. So always frames will start with 0, 1, 2 like this one. So if there are only one frame, so the iframe index will be 0. If there is 3, then it will go on 0, 1, 2 like that it will go. So right now what will happen when you start your Selenium scripts, right? So the driver directly controls your main document always by default. So if you have a driver initiated, right, so this will directly control your main document which is on the top level, right? So this driver doesn't know that there is a iframe over here and some of the elements are inside that iframe. So this driver can access only the elements which is available in the document 1, that is the main document. So here we can see, right, multiple elements will be there like buttons or some of the elements or radio button or checkbox. So like this we can see multiple elements inside the main document. So in the same way, same elements or some of the other elements related to your iframe elements also you can see multiple elements will be there. So like that, so all your buttons or radio button or checkbox, everything will be there over here as well. So right, so these elements whatever there inside the frame, so these elements will not be visible to your driver. So for to visible these elements to your driver, what we should do, right? First we should switch from your main document to your document 2 or iframe. So we should switch to your iframes. So whatever the frames we need to work with. So how we can switch from one main document to your iframe, right? So Selenium provides multiple methods like switchTo method using your index, or you can frames attribute like id or name or one of the web element which is present inside the frame. So when one of these web elements, right, you can use this one of these web elements and you can switch from one frame to another frame or one document to another document. All right, so this is how we can switch from main document to your frames, right? Once you have done all the operations inside your frame, we have to switch back to your main document to work with your main document, right? That is also one of the operations, right? So let's see an example how we can work with your frames. So I have taken this tools qa website over here, right? So how can you identify whether a frame is there or not, right? So if you normally do right click on any place, right, you can see some of the options will not be there, but inside the frame if you right click, right, you can see over here, right, view frame source or reload frame will be there. Same way you can click right click on here, you can see frame source or reload frame, right? So this is also one of the other example from w3 schools. You can right click over here, you can see view frame source or reload frame. If you right click on out of the iframe, right, you will not see that options. So these are all iframe. So if you right click over here, you will not see that. So this is how you can identify the whether the frame is there or not. So the another way is you can go to your developer console and you can see, right, over here also you can see console, right? So how can you identify, right? You can just type document dot get elements by tag name, right, using iframe, right? So just press enter, you can see how many iframes are there in this particular web page. You can see totally 16 iframes are there. It start with 0 until 15. So the length is 16. So there are 16 iframe are there in this particular web page, right? This is also one of the other way that you can find whether iframe is there or not. So from HTML5 onwards, we will use iframe tag. So before that, we will be using frame or frame set, right, guys? So now frame and frame set are deprecated. Let's see how can we handle this in your Selenium scripts, right, guys? So we'll take this particular sample website and we'll try to switch to our frames. So let's launch this and I'll try to switch to our this one of the frame. Let's see what is this. Can see over here, right, guys? So if it is inside the frame iframe, you can see another HTML document will be there, like how the main document. So it starts with HTML and head, body, everything will be there. The same way inside the iframe also we can see HTML, head and body, everything will be there, right? So this iframe has ID as well as we can use index also to switch to this particular iframe, right? So let us switch to using initially index. So further what we should do, right? So we can give the control to that particular iframe. So for that we have to use driver dot switch to method dot, you can see over here, just type frame. So there are three different methods overloaded over here, right? So frame using index, frame using name or id. So this name or id is a attribute of the frame, and using web element which is there already in the inside the frame, and this is the parent frame. We'll see shortly what is the parent frame, right, guys? So you can see over here, right, select a frame by its index. So it is a zero based, so frame always starts with 0, right? It's a kind of a array, right? So let's take first frame, 0th index. So inside that what I wanted to do is let me take that this is a sample page text, right? So which is inside our h1 tag. So let's take that using id. Now with these statements, so driver controller will be given to your frame 0. So this one until here the driver controls the main document. So from here onwards driver controls the this frame 0, right? So let us take that. So driver dot find element by id. So what is the id we have copied? Sample heading, right? So dot, let's take the visible text. So for that we have to use get text. What this will do, this will give you the string value. Let us print that. header value, visible text. So this is the two different steps, right? We have to how to switch to your frames. So once you switch to your frames and the operation that whatever you wanted to do, after that we have to switch back to your main document. So for that, what we have to do is we have to do the same way, like switch to dot. Here the different comes over here, right? So we have to use default content. So what is the purpose of default content is, right? So if you are inside a inner frame, right, it will come to your first frame, that is index 0. Or if you are inside the top first frame, right, it will come out of that frame and it will be pointing to your document. So these are the two different things that this default content will do. Let's see the definition. Sorry guys, I clicked on it. That's what it will do. Selects either the first frame on the page or the main document when the page contains frames. So that is what I told, right? So now in this case, what this will do, it will go to the main frame, sorry, main content, right? So and then what I wanted to do is, let us close the driver, right? So let us try running and see. Started Chrome driver. Maximized. Yeah. So it switched to your frames and it got the, this is a sample page, and it quit the browser from the default content, right? So now what we will do, so let us switch to your second frame which is there in the page, right? This is also another frame, right? So let's see, without switching to your frames, let's try to fetch this element. What will happen? So this should throw no such element exception. It will wait for some more moment and it will throw no such element exception. Right? It has thrown the error, no such element exception, right? Because this element presents inside the frame. What we are trying to do is, without switching to your frame, we are trying to get the element. So that's why it is showing no such element exception, because this driver doesn't know the other documents elements. That's why we are getting this exception, right? So that's why we have to switch to your inside the frame. Now let us see how can we switch to frames using their id or name, right? So this has frame 1 as id. So let us give it here and try running it. This also does the same. It has to paste the header element inside the frame and then it has to quit the browser. So it's taking time to load the web page. So it is waiting for some more time. It's loaded and it has to switch to our inner frame and it got the element, right? So this is based on our id whatever the frame has, right? So these are the two different methods that Selenium provides to switch to your frame. So there are another method also, like we can use our web element that inside the frame. So that also we can use it. So I will leave it to you as an assignment. You can just try it on your own in any of the website, right, guys? And we can see right over here another frame also is there, right? So this is the second frame. So for this, how we have to try to switch, right? We have to give the index as 1, or we can give frame 2 over here like this. So in that case, what will happen? It will navigate to your frame 2. This is the frame, right? So in this frame 2, it will navigate and it will take the elements. We can handle it using this driver controller, right? So the same way, there is no difference in that. So the another way, right, what we can see, right, so we will have nested frames as well. So what will happen, right, inside the parent frame we will have a child frame, right? So initially like how we have seen, right, so inside one frame, right, we will have multiple frames. So this is also one of the other thing that we can control using our frames, right? So we can see this nested frames in another video. So for this today's tutorial, right, this is it from the video. So if you love watching my video, please like my video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the channel, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you.